Siam, 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 siam. Sisemia, sisemia, sisemia. Quang, quang, quang. Quang, 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 quang. Quang, 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 quang. Breaking news. I have gotten the evidence that I need to show your wife.
Eliza, what is this?
Hi everybody, welcome to my video. Today I'm going to be sharing the odd truth about an influencer called Cinnagal. There were a lot of people that came into my comments asking who Cinnagal was, so I'm just going to do like a very short TLDR. They are a J-fashion influencer associated with a lot of people in the gyaru community, as well as the owner of the brand Mariposa Rosa. They are well known for sharing misinformation and information on J-fashion subcultures and East Asian beauty trends and fashion. But today, I'm going to be showing y'all the evidence of them bullying other people because it happened to be the person that got the most attention bringing it to light. The first controversy consists of Jay getting mad at an Instagram user because they were defending their friends who were moderators of the r/actual gyaru Reddit for keeping a post up that was allegedly Kalia's. The reason that I say allegedly is because there was no Instagram user actually in the frame, only the post. But now let's get into the screenshots of Cinna and Co harassing this person in the Mariposa Rosa Instagram comments. My question is, will you be posting any accreditations for sustainability claims or any proof? I know that you talked about that being a big thing behind the brand before, so it would be good info to have. But I agree with the other comments that doing a limited pre-release does scream of artificial scarcity, which will forever scream excuse to jack up the prices, to me, if I'm honest. I then went out of the way to respond to the Instagram user like this. I was going to reply to this in good faith, explaining that my current manufacturer is in the process of getting their GRS BCSI certification, and that if we move production to China, we'll be using a RAP BCI certified manufacturer. Brands typically do not name their manufacturer publicly so people do not try and steal them, which it seems nobody understands is common practice. Because most of this criticism is coming from people who don't know how this stuff works. I was also going to explain what artificial scarcity is and how it doesn't apply here, and a small brand like mine could not pull off the demand necessary for that type of marketing. But please, tell your friends on Reddit that. I get it. I'm trying my best as a small black-owned business, and you guys are not letting me breathe at all. I understand criticism. Heck, I even regularly give options for people to give me feedback, and I listen. But this is just dogpiling, bad faith criticism. At this point, you have more energy for a small brand who barely has their head over the water than you do for massive corporations and already established brands who aren't even trying to be sustainable or do things the right way. I'm also tired of my former moods like you becoming weirdos who talk crap about me all day as if you weren't up my bum like a year ago. This is beyond weird, and I've been ignoring these, but please let the Reddit community know. This is just harassment, and the people seeing this for what it is. Please stop before I message a mod, where things get nastier than they already are. I'm trying my best, and if you guys don't like me or my brand, just block and pretend that I don't exist. I'm not a celebrity with a lot of resources. I'm literally a random person who you guys are holding to impossible standards. With that, I will block. Instagram user then responded back like this. I'm not up your arse. I simply believe in backing claims, especially in a setting where you're selling to an audience. I'm coming to this as a potential consumer. 9x mutual, I have no problem with you as a person. And same as the 99% of the people on the Reddit. But we are allowed to criticize a product. Same as we have for the Hello Angel Girl drop coming. And same as we did with the new Dia drops. And trust me, we went harder on both of those than anything about your brand. No one on Reddit wants drama or beef. I say this in the nicest way, I promise. But frankly, it was your friends, who mind you, are attacking me on here too, have came at us with unfounded claims about the Reddit, such as claims that we are racist, We are like lol cow. And I know I personally found that offensive and highly rude because one of the mods herself is black. I don't want it to get nastier, but you have to accept people are going to question you on things. We don't want to steal your manufacturers. We just want to know that we're not being lied to. After that, Cinna then responded to the Instagram user like this. And I know you don't actually want me to answer this question. You are stirring the pot. I 100,000% agree that sustainable brands should prove it. And that's why we're working on certifying our manufacturers and fabrics. But that takes a bit of time. And we just started. But you are literally not asking this in good faith, but to get points from Twitter and Reddit, these places that hate me. Because ever since they decided to dogpile me, you decided to join in, even though we used to be cool. It's so beyond strange, and I hope that you see that. Have your discourse about me all you want, but don't come asking questions like you genuinely care. This is under a brand post, so I'll be deleting now. The thing I don't understand is, like, why are you getting mad though? Like, this is like a genuine question. And if you don't mess with somebody, you could easily just be like, oh yeah, like, I'm not gonna answer that question, and be like really cordial about it. Be like, oh, we're just working on it. Like, you don't have to sit here and be super rude. But also, it just kind of makes you look sus, because why did you not handle all that before? Like, everything about your brand is very rushed. Like, the whole process. You could have done all of these things behind the scenes and then brought it to our attention. But we're going to move past that for now to get into the next DMs. The person then went out of their way to respond back to Cinnagal like this. Cinnagal, I'm not dogpiling you. I've literally said multiple times I want you and your brand to succeed. Have I given my opinion as a consumer? Sure. But it was never in bad faith. I genuinely do care. While this drop isn't for me, I would love to support in the future if you make something within the styles I enjoy wearing. But to do that, I would like to know that the sustainability claims are legit, especially for the price of the pieces. After that, two of Cinna's friends, Cece and Jane, swooped into the conversation, derailing it and dogpiling this person right after Jay was complaining about being dogpiled, which I find quite interesting. These screenshots read as, you're an extremely weird individual. You were on my post on TikTok defending that cesspool of a Reddit page, and now you're trying to ask stupid questions. 90% of y'all Reddit gals buy Shein and have no problem sending them hundreds of dollars. But when a small brand actually gives a shit and starts out, that's an issue. The Instagrammer responded like this. Against your lies, yes. It's weirder that you're trying to track me down on Instagram to comment, but I'm just gonna assume that you co-run this account. God forbid that the target consumer asks a brand to prove their claims of sustainability. And this is what Jane said to the Instagram user shortly after. You have no problem shopping and giving your money to billionaires and big corporations, but got all these sustainability questions for a small business. Bruh, let's be for real. You don't really give a damn about sustainability. If you did, you wouldn't be dressing in Shein. You just want to harass someone because you can't afford the outfit. The Instagrammer responded back, I literally mostly thrift, but okay, you literally don't know me. And yes, a brand claiming sustainability has to prove that. After that, Cinna themselves also deflected and started talking about the r/actual gyaru Reddit. Their response back reads as, one of my friend's posts was literally torn apart on the Reddit, and that's why people were upset, especially with the mods. People were calling one of my friends a faceless account, knowing she's pretty well known in the community. It hasn't really just been stuff about me that set people off about the Reddit. I think maybe the mods need to expand their team as the community grows. The thing I'm personally not understanding is how did we come from, like sustainability questions about your brand to the gyaru subreddit and all this other stuff, and accusing somebody of wearing Shein and being classist, because that statement in itself is classist. Cece and Jane have said this multiple times on the Reddit as well as Instagram and TikTok, saying if you can't afford a $500 set, that you're broke and you just need to do better. Like, motherfucker, we are literally in the Trump administration and everything is falling apart. But it's a us problem. Cece then proceeded to come after this person and say, You think the community gonna give you a badge of honor for being a guard or something? I've been in this community for half a decade and saw how the Reddit was literally turning into a lol-cow thread. I literally gained nothing from lying, especially when multiple other people are seeing exactly what the fuck I was on about. Get the fuck on. Something I find strange is that the several other people are Jay, Kalia, Jane, and you, which is very odd. But on to the next comment. The Instagrammer then responded, "I'm trying. You're the one going out of your way to attack me." They're basically trying to be nice. You know what? I'm gonna get blocked, so I don't care. You got all angry because you wanted to defend your friend. I'm defending mine, but I'm the bad guy for it when you're the one that started. Hypocrite. Really, if that's your stand. I've seen the shit that you said in the mod mill, and it was nasty. You complain we're like lolcow, but you're the one acting like a lolcow and anon. Again, you're literally adding me after my comment got deleted, starting more drama under your friend's post, making their brand look bad. I said I already don't want bad blood, and if you have anything more to say, take it to DMs, because I really do want the best for Cinna in their brand. Cece's last response to them was, "No one is attacking you, girl. You the one that keeps inserting yourself in shit. Me simply calling out a Reddit space that engages in horrible behavior makes me a lolcow anon, I guess. Like I said, you can get the fuck on now." This person then took everything, all these screenshots that I've read to you guys, to Twitter as well as Instagram to kind of spread awareness of how Cinnagal was acting with their friends. One of their last Twitter posts on the situation after sharing all the screenshots reads, "Again, I do not support harassing these people. I just want people to be informed, as I know I'm not the only one this has happened to. Cinna has deleted all proof of this outside of slanderous videos against the subreddit and by turn my friend, including deleting DMs. Especially as this has now ended up with my friends and I's socials being posted on lolcow. And well, lolcow would have a field day with me if I mattered. Anyway, thank you for reading this. Take all this as you want." And after sharing everything on a highlight on Instagram, they posted this. "By the way, I've kept quiet about this for a while, as Cinna has been indirectly at this with me and my friend for a while, starting with attacking the r/gyaru Reddit with false accusations, which has been referenced. I don't actually want drama, I just want people to be informed about who they follow. I'm not going to speak for anyone else, but I'm happy to add evidence of this behavior to this if anyone wants, and it will be kept anonymous too if anyone wants. And again, don't harass anyone, I'm not about that. I just love accountability, and while Cinna has a habit of deleting comments and DMs and any other evidence of their true behavior, and I just do not mess with that." So basically, after reading all of this, one of the first things I realized is that the person is telling people, do not harass these people, but be aware of what they're doing. But Cinna and their friends are saying, "Oh, but you are dogpiling me and you're sending people after me," despite the fact that Cinnagal's friends literally teleported out of nowhere into the Instagram comments to come after this person for asking a question. Literally just because they are friends with somebody who is one of the moderators of the r/actual gyaru Reddit. Now we're going to be lightly dipping into the next controversy of them coming after someone in regards to their brand Mariposa Rosa. The thing that me and a lot of other people do not understand is that this J-fashion influencer, Butterscotch, actually came to Cinnagal's defense, but they still had the audacity to come after this person and bombard them in their DMs. So now we're going to be reacting to this video that Butterscotch posted on TikTok.
$500 for this set is insane, and I love Jax, but I think she is way too under fire for this right now, and I think some of y'all are taking this little fashion shit a little too far and you need to calm down. There's a fit issue, the heart detail gets lost, and the colors of the browns don't exactly match together, but it's an original concept and design. And honestly, this isn't surprising because I don't think she has a background in designer manufacturing or anything like that, so why would we be expecting perfection on her first product? I think she's just a girl who has a dream of making the stuff style a lot more inclusive, and I stand for that.
Please don't get discouraged, Jax. You got this.
I don't have any other screenshots that this person had handed over because they did not want to be involved in any more drama relating to this because they had already been attacked, which I will be getting into right after reading these DMs. After posting that video, Jay decided to go on a tirade in Butterscotch DMs. And they read as, I appreciate you defending me, but my brand has been out for less than 2 weeks. Yeah, I've never experienced this much vitriol in my life. I really think it's because people keep making viral videos about gal brands, which is resulting in dogpiling and witch hunting towards brand owners. I can't speak for Hello Angel Girl owners, but I do know they wake up to nasty messages constantly. We're not celebrities. We're just people trying to make it. I think a lot of this discourse around small businesses is more harmful than people realize. This is our livelihood. We put everything into this, especially for someone like starting off like me. I think this has become incredibly unfair. I feel like I'm being tested to see how much I can handle. Sorry for the rant, but this is just really getting out of hand. The can of worms keeps getting open every day. And like at some point, everything has already been said and it's overkill. That's just hurting real people. No offense, but what the fuck? They were literally sitting here and defending you. How are they contributing to the dogpiling if they are defending you and saying that people should give you more grace? Even though most of the people who were giving you constructive criticism were actually really nice about it, and at most they were very neutral. There were more people who were being kind about how everything went with the release of your pre-order than there were people who were being very disrespectful or even mean about it. Also, you are a brand. Other brands who are way bigger than you get even more vitriol than you do. And we can use the excuse that they have teams, but it does not matter. Because when you are starting a brand, it is your responsibility to put your feelings to the side and not respond to all of those people. It is your responsibility to sit here and keep your image in mind. So why would you sit here and come after somebody who is a potential customer? You can't really sit here and act like you yourself have not sat here and criticized brands like, for example, Mars for switching over to Jirai and completely abandoning their Hime and Hime-K audience, despite that being a micro trend back in the day. So here are 3 designs that were made by artists who actually liked the collection and just thought that they needed a little bit more detail. These people actually all supported Mariposa Rosa as well as Cinnagal, and then just randomly woke up to being blocked. I would understand if they were saying that the pieces were ugly, but as you can see, one of the screenshots of the caption is in my previous slide, that none of them had bad intentions, they were just having fun. People have made art of you literally forever, so why is it wrong if they're sitting here and adding little cutesy tweaks to your design, even though you said you would change it anyways? I understand that it was not asked for, but they were not doing it for that purpose. People should be allowed to sit here and share their opinions on your work. I'm going to be putting some screenshots on the screen of people discussing things surrounding Jax's pre-order. Honestly, you guys can pause to read these because I'm not going to waste the time reading them, but here is like literal proof of people just saying stuff that's constructive criticism. And I will be sharing some artwork that was pretty cute that people made not only to show Jade that they were in support of them, but also that it's fine if they need to make tweaks to the final design of the pre-order of the Choco Ichigo set. So now I'm briefly going to be showing you guys a burner account that Jade's friend Cece made to attack this influencer Butterscotch after she was making a review on a Hello Angel Girl set that she went out of her way to buy. That costed $371, by the way. And then after that, I will read some of the comments that were posted by that burner account under the post.
$71 on this set, so let's see if it was worth it.
Overall, the design is cute, but I thought the lace would be the problem. But it's actually the fabric, especially on the arm sleeves. It irritates my skin, and I wouldn't wear this for any longer than an hour.
And I love the corset, but this steel bone right here is poking me. And for Lolita, this dress is very short. The metal pieces on the dress are amazing quality, but the metal on the choker is secured by 2 pieces of thread. We're gonna put the shoes to the ultimate test in the next video, but for now, what do you guys think about this set?
The comments under Butterscotch post read as, the second a Western brand caters to bigger sizes, y'all nitpick the shit out of it. If it's not one thing, it's another. You wouldn't survive a month running a brand. I'm tired of hearing everyone's opinions on gyaru brands, especially from pie gals like you. Focus on your look, actually making something instead of critiquing small businesses. This other screenshot I'm about to read to you is somebody responding back to that person defending Butterscotch. This Instagram user says, log off. You're getting pressed over someone giving a review of a product they paid for. Cece then responds, I'm getting pressed because these are real people who own these brands. All this does is promote dogpiling and hatred towards the owners. It's more than just a brand for them. It's obviously messing with their mental health. It's all from gals who know nothing about owning and designing for a brand. First of all, when did Hello Angel Girl ever come out about bullying or anything like that? Or people criticizing their brand? Also, you saying it like that literally shows that you do not want anybody to receive criticism. You just want everybody to be quiet about these clothing brands. Like, if it was boom caca freaking quality, are we supposed to sit here and shut the fuck up and just spend and waste all our money on it? Like, if that happened to you with any of these other brands and stuff like that you're not friends with or that you do not have any contact with, you will be mad as hell and you will be going on tirades on your Instagram story like you usually do. But now let's get into the screenshots. The person replying back to Cece said, "I'm tired of hearing everyone's opinions on gyaru brands. Instagram has a word filter option." Cece then responded, "How am I supposed to filter out random pagals giving their unsolicited opinion?" And then the Instagram user responds back, "Pagals, and it's you with 0 followers and 0 posts." So the thing that I'm not understanding, that's a common theme between Jay and their friends, is that they claim that other people are being racist and that other people are being bullies and trying to start drama to destroy all of their mental health as a collective. But if that's really the case, why is it that everybody keeps catching y'all coming after black creators? Y'all keep trying to Uno reverse all of us, but it's y'all. I'm gonna start showing y'all the screenshots and whatnot of Jay and all of their friends saying that r/actual gyaru is like toxic. And then after that, I'm going to be like, showing bits and pieces of like, their behavior towards other people. But I just wanted to rant for a quick second based off of the information I just gave you guys. You guys are claiming that people are bullying you and people are dogpiling you and saying horrible, negative, hurtful things to you guys, but you guys are turning around to do that to anybody who asks you a normal question or anybody who's just doing normal shit. Because if you really think about it, Butterscotch was just reviewing that shit because they had already planned on doing that. Just that Cinna happened to just release their brand and everybody just gave their thoughts like they would for anybody else. It's your first release. Like, I don't know why you're so mad that people are like, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like you need to give yourself more time to work on this project because it feels and it seems rushed. And it's reflected in your pricing, it's reflected in the quality and build of your clothes, and even the information that you give us about the brand. If y'all did not know, the outfit and the whole set is made out of viscose, with the few exceptions being like, I don't know, the outer part of the skirt and like the bow and stuff being cotton. If you did not know, viscose is not a sustainable fabric. It's literally spandex. And the problem is nobody has a problem with that. Like, some people will probably be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna turn around. But the rest of the people in the J fashion community are not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I'm gonna stop supporting you because you had to use a fabric that is like, easily accessible. People are mad because you are being disingenuous. And then you have the audacity to send people after random people on Instagram and Reddit for sitting here and criticizing you. Giving constructive criticism, I should say. And then all the people that are being nice to you are getting blocked. Because you want everybody to be silent. Like, if you want everybody to receive boom kaka quality and just be okay and settle for that, that's fine. But then you can't sit here and preach that the J fashion community in general needs to learn how to be accepting and loving of others, because you are telling people to just be silent and complacent about smaller things. You want people to be silent and you want them to shut up and just suck your dick and whatnot, then don't sit here and complain about all of these other issues. Because essentially, it makes you look like you're a hypocrite. And I don't want anybody to take what I'm saying from this that you should not talk about things like racism, fat phobia, being horrible to queer people in our community and stuff like that. But more so, we need to direct our energy to people who are actually harmful in this community. Not somebody who decided to, share their opinion on something like they would. Any other thing like their favorite food or their favorite color or why something is not their favorite color. Like, what? So now that we know that Cinna & Co. bully people for questions about brand sustainability, constructive criticism, people literally defending them, it's time for us to get into the next bit of the video. So this next part of the controversy is going to be talking about the r/actual gyaru Reddit and Cinnagal and their friends' smear campaign on trying to shut it down. If you don't know, Cinnagal basically got upset about the discourse around Mariposa Rosa on there because it got a more neutral reception. And also, their friend Kalia's post was shared on Reddit, but nobody knew it was Kalia since it was blocked out, so nobody could interact. I'm going to be showing that evidence in the next slides. So this first screenshot that I'm going to be reading is directly from Cinnagal themselves, and the video that we're going to be reacting to and kind of making commentary on is one of the moderators responding back to Cinnagal and disproving their claims that r/actual gyaru is actually toxic. But the screenshot reads as, why is r/actual gyaru always such a hot mess? I used to frequent it way more back in the day, but I feel like these days, most popular posts are overly negative and everybody just complains all the time. Do you guys actually like anything at all? Do you even like gyaru? I'm being serious. The community feels like a space for people to complain about pet peeves rather than actual fashion community. I don't know, are y'all seeing what I'm seeing? And since they asked, no, actually I did not see what they were saying, because they had been going on this smear campaign for months. So I went undercover. This was because I was in a live with some other gyarus on TikTok and Cece was there. This was before all this controversy and they were talking so much trash about it. So I wanted to see if it was actually toxic. And lo and behold, it was not. I joined thinking that, oh, I was gonna see all the racism and, you know, the toxicity and that phobia and just like, you know, hatred towards queer people and disabled people and all this stuff. And I didn't see anything. Like, they were acting like if you join this Reddit, like the moment you look at something, you're gonna disintegrate and literally perish for the rest of like eternity or something. The only thing that was on that subreddit was people sharing their clothes, people sharing their make, people sharing traveling, like, you know, to Japan and stuff like that, and people asking questions. Like, that's literally it. I did not see anything that was like, you know, bad. And on top of that, the thing I don't understand is how is it a bad place if you guys have said that, oh, racism is bad and all this other stuff on the platform, and got overwhelmingly positive reactions to what you said. Like, that doesn't make any sense. You're literally contradicting yourself, which I will be showing in one of the slides later. But yeah, I would suggest that everybody go take a look in the r/actual gyaru Reddit to see what I'm talking about, and my point will instantly be proven. But now, let's get into this video.
Over and over again, more so than it is a proper fashion community. And it's tiring, but also boring. This is also partially because gyaru Reddit and gyaru Twitter are quickly turning into snark forums, but that's a conversation for another day.
No, I think this is a good day to talk about it. When you messaged me on Instagram, I brought those messages to the other moderator, and it was decided that we were going to make pinned comments on posts that was pertaining to your brand and to Hello Angel Girls brand, considering the issues surrounding y'all's brands. I personally didn't think it was going to fly over well because I felt like our members would have thought we were censoring them. But the other moderator thought it would have flew over well. So I went ahead and made those pinned comments where I was telling people to direct their speculation off of the subreddit to y'all's brands directly, like asking y'all these questions directly. The other reason I made those pinned comments was because we have had members who have stated they were being harassed for their opinions when it came to the brand. And because of the speculations of our subreddit being toxic. Now, I encourage anybody to go and look at the subreddit themselves because I don't want to come across as biased. I encourage anybody to go and look at the subreddit to see the posts where it's people posting their makeup, people posting their different outfits. We've even had people post how they didn't feel good about themselves, and there's been members giving them words of encouragement. Moving back to the pinned comments, those pinned comments did not fly well with our members. Our members felt as though they were being censored. They felt as though they couldn't, as potential consumers, give their input and how they felt and their grievances about specifically your brand and Hello Angel Girls brand. There was a huge misunderstanding where people thought we were being biased towards brands. And I didn't want our members to feel like we were being biased towards brands, because it wasn't us being biased towards brands. It was us feeling as though we was doing this for the greater good of our subreddit and for our members. Yes, there were a few people, like 2 or 3 people, who had said some really mean things directly about you. Nothing pertaining to your brand, just specifically about you. Nothing pertaining to any decisions you're making about your brand. It was just mean comments directly about you. But because our subreddit is not a drama subreddit, those irrelevant, indirect comments that didn't have anything to do with your decisions as a brand owner or your brand were deleted. Those comments were deleted. When the brand mega thread was made, current posts that people post now that's pertaining to any brands, DIYing clothes and thrifting, are being redirected to that mega brand post. So any post that you see pertaining to your brand or any post pertaining to any other brand are old posts before we made the brand mega thread. The brand mega thread does not have that pinned comment because it was a cause of confusion with our members, as I previously stated. And the reason why the past posts were not being locked is because there already was a huge confusion, like I said previously, surrounding, our pinned comments, the misunderstanding. Despite us clarifying, I just decided to leave those posts unlocked. And those posts are very far down. They're far down in the subreddit. Now, I do agree with you. We do need other moderators on our subreddit. And as I told you in those messages, we are currently looking for actual qualified moderators who are very experienced in Gale. That can take a while. I understand that we don't know what's going on behind the scenes with you, but you also don't understand what's going on behind the scenes with us. And I would appreciate if you would stop referencing our subreddit and stop claiming that it's toxic. Also, another thing, if I was a brand owner, I would have never said anything. I would have never said anything from the beginning. I wouldn't have said nothing in the middle, the end. I wouldn't have said anything at all. If people were talking about my brand, whether it be good or positive, I would not have said anything as a brand owner. I would have just took in everything, or I would have got me a little PR team, even if it was one person. And I would have got them to look at comments, clarify stuff for me on my brand Instagram or my brand page, TikTok or whatever. And I would have took the good with the bad. And I would have saw what I potentially needed to work on for my next project. But that's just me. Also, I'm adding this in because I forgot to add it in earlier. And it was pertaining to me being messaged on Instagram versus us being messaged on Reddit. Reddit has a report system. They have a mod mail system where you can contact the moderators for a subreddit community. We never got any reports from you or any messages from you directly on the subreddit. I was supposed to mention this earlier and I just forgot. I will not be addressing this anymore. And this is the beginning and the end of me addressing this whole situation and this issue.
After this, the moderator who made this video responding back to Cinnagal got blocked, which I found really interesting and I found really strange, because how are you gonna sit here and claim that they're not sitting here and trying to make the space a safer space, not only for you but everybody else, by sitting here and making a place where people who are interested in talking about your brand can go and ask you directly, or just go and congregate somewhere else off of where where all the general posts and stuff are. And something else that I found that was really funny, that when I uploaded my video on TikTok, literally not even saying anything, just doing a whatchamacallit, I don't know, I wasn't even lip syncing, bruh. That when I said that and everybody was asking you about the bullying allegations and stuff, you never brought up the fact that your friends be dogpiling people. You never brought up the fact that you guys sit here and say constant negative things about the Reddit and stuff like that, even though, again, they've tried to make it a safer space for you while trying to not necessarily censor everybody on stuff that's not harmful. When you went to respond to everybody back on that mega thread that I will be reading right now, you sat here and you took every little thing personally, even though they're not talking about you, they're talking about your brand. If we have to stay quiet about your brand, that means we have to stay quiet about every J fashion brand that ever was, and that we're not allowed to have any discourse or conversations around them, good or not. But the screenshots read as, I'm gonna respond here because this subreddit has been one of the main sources of criticism and dogpiling towards me. I never said in the caption that my brand was never gal, rather that it was never only supposed to be a gyaru brand. This easily is verifiable by our post on Instagram, where we also say we'll be making collections inspired by Korean Y2K, early internet girly dress-up games, etc. I wish people would stop being overtly disingenuous and purposefully misconstruing what I'm saying to make it a problem or frame me as a liar. I have been open to criticisms. I'm looking into new manufacturers and different materials to lower prices, and I've also taken criticisms for the designs into account. I regularly ask for feedback and criticisms on my story and engage with them. I don't know any other gyaru brand that has listened this much, yet it's not enough. People still continue to dogpile me. The criticism went from, the prices are high, and I changed some things about the design. Reasonable criticism that I'm working with, to this brand is a scam, made by sweatshop labor, and the set is $500 for polyester. I just delete comments that repeat these things over and over because I don't know what else to say or do. I heard people out. I'm making changes. What else is there for me to say? I contacted the moderator for this Reddit and told her that the speculation is just becoming harmful and is resulting in actual mass harassment towards me. Not just prices are too high, actual harmful rumors. Like I said, she locked the threads and said that she would make a separate thread for gyaru brands. Cool. So then why have multiple posts about my brand repeating the same things been made since then? And I can always tell because you guys don't leave the conversation here. Dozens or hundreds of you every time without fail spam my comments calling me stupid, saying you hope I fail. Of course, I'm gonna say this is toxic. Yes, I am a public figure in this space, but I'm not rich. I'm not a celebrity. I don't have a social media team to filter out these things for me. I'm just a random person trying to follow my dreams, and it feels like the community wants me to fail before I even try. You all talk about me like I'm not a real person, but an idea, a character, a talking point. And there's so much more. There's only so much I can take. And I think it's even more ridiculous that people keep on implying I can't respond to any of these harmful rumors because I'm a brand now. The only thing that I have to say about this, to be honest, is that some of the things are hypocritical and honestly just not true. People are not dogpiling you. They are looking at the material list that you have on the Mariposa Rosa website and realizing, hey, you're claiming to be a sustainable brand, but these are not sustainable fabrics, and that's fine. But why are you trying to frame us as if we're coming after you just for asking normal questions? Also, nobody is saying that you cannot respond to any criticism or rumors or anything, but it's just very strange because you have almost 500,000 followers cross-platform. And a lot of people were feeling put off by that one indiscrepancy that I mentioned just before this. But also the fact that you are just sitting here and blocking people left and right. We're sitting here and asking questions and being normal and being nice and being kind towards you. And nobody's saying that you can't react that way. You can do whatever you want, especially on your own page. But you can't be surprised if you were already a hot topic and then you become an even hotter topic because you sit here and you treat people badly. Of course, everybody's gonna start feeling like, oh yeah, like, you know, I'm kind of suspicious about this because they told us that it was gonna be like this and all these other things and whatnot. But now we're seeing all these other inconsistencies and all these other questions are not being answered. And they're sitting here and they're wrongfully blocking people for asking questions or, you know, giving criticism about how they should go about things and whatnot. Like, I'm not gonna lie, if you really look at it, like, it's not really an issue of, oh, everybody's coming after you. It's you sitting here and not handling the situation properly, which is honestly a skill issue. So the moderator that got blocked responded back to Cinnagal on Reddit saying, and if you look, I did make pinned comments asking people to direct their questions to you and your brand, because we aren't the brand and the speculations was causing issues because of drama surrounding your brand currently, but it wasn't mainly because you messaged me directly on Instagram versus here, despite there being a direct report system here. But because we had members reporting they were getting harassed when talking about the brand, me and the other mod, because this is not my subreddit, took that into account and made the pinned comments, also to protect our Reddit members from being attacked. Well, that didn't fly over well without members, and they felt censored. So when the Mega Brand post was made, I didn't include those pinned comments because I didn't want members to think I was censoring them and being biased towards any brands. We stopped blocking posts because that was also a cause for confusion. Instead, all current individual brand posts are deleted and redirected here. And if y'all did not know, this moderator got posted onto Lawcow by some weirdo. Literally claiming that, oh, they're glazing Cinna and all this other stuff. When in reality, they were trying to do something to watch out for them while still not keeping everybody quiet for something that, again, that's not inherently harmful. Because these people are just saying, hey, like, you're not really showing us stuff to back up your claims about your brand. Like, they're not coming for your character and saying, oh my god, you're so chopped, you're so evil, like, you need to perish for eternity. That's not even what they're saying at all. Like, they're literally saying stuff that's valid concerns. If anything, it's literally you and your friends that have been bringing drama to this Reddit. If y'all don't believe me, here is one of the screenshot examples on the screen that I'm about to read for y'all right now. This is CC's Reddit account, and the post reads as, what is y'all obsession with whining? Every time there's a new Western gyaru brand that literally caters to gals, y'all will nitpick every tiny thing and suddenly call it cheap or ugly just for half y'all to buy a Shein knockoff of actual brands. Y'all will complain that gyaru is dying, and then when a brand actually releases cute clothes, y'all just don't like it because it's not Japanese. A lot of Japanese gal brands are not size inclusive. I know gals that are American, UK small, or XS and still can't fit into anything old brand because it is that bad of sizing. Or y'all will say stuff like, I could find this at the thrift store, knowing damn well you can't. Maybe for other sub-styles like Mamba and Tsuyome, but for other styles like Hime, Agajo, Amikaji, you can't find a lot of Western clothes that look like that. Anyways, on to the next part. With pricing, I can understand to a degree. I know a lot of baby and cool gals are sad because they can't buy it because some Western brands are pricey, but so are Japanese brands. Why do you think Alba coats resells for $400? Because they were that expensive back then too. Same with O's Mars sets. I'm pretty sure they range from 50 plus. I think too many of y'all are buying Shein knockoffs for $10 so you expect actual brands to be the same, but it's not the real world, especially if you're buying a set with actual good quality fabric and not polyester that starts melting and smelling after 10 washes. This is already wordy as hell, but generally, the whining gets to a point where it's like, if you don't like it, don't buy it. If you can't afford it, don't complain about how you can afford it. Every fashion subculture lifestyle is going to have expensive clothes, not just J fashion. Shut up! First of all, like, you're sitting here and you're trying to say that, oh, if you can't afford a $500 set, then you can't be get it. That's essentially what you're saying, even though that's the biggest piece of misinformation that you could ever spread in this community ever. Yes, if you thrift online and you thrift in person, you can definitely find cheap pieces for all of these sub-styles. Like, don't listen to this motherfucker, first of all. Second of all, you're just trying to sit here and justify the really expensive prices. I've talked to other brand owners in these last, 2 months, and they've all sat here and told me that, yes, production costs can be pricey, but essentially, y'all chose to make it that price. Like, y'all really sat here and chose to make it $500 because y'all thought that everybody would eat that shit up and they would cave in and spend that much. And it comes off as really tone deaf because y'all will sit here and say that, oh, people in this community, they're giving MAGA and all this other shit and they're being anti-black and all this other stuff. But you guys are directly ignoring reality. The reason why everybody is so apprehensive because of the price, not only just like the quality and the way that it's built and all that stuff, but the price specifically, is literally because we're having an economic crisis. Everybody is struggling right now. Like, some people can't even afford to get food to eat. Not even groceries, but food to eat today. Like, what? And a lot of us that are, like, newer to the ghetto community that are not veterans, we don't got money like that. Like, we're all in our 20s. Like, we're in our early 20s to mid-20s. We're still sitting here working. We're, like, in school. Like, motherfucker, literally just stop lying. Anyways, now let's get into the next screenshots, because these ones is going to be filled with some tea. So these screenshots are very choppy and like bad looking because I was on a call with one of the moderators, but I was told explicitly not to take pictures, not to talk about this topic, but I told myself that I kind of had to. So the first thing I'm going to say is that I'm sorry for, like, you know, kind of breaking that boundary. I don't want to start any mistrust. It's just to kind of show and kind of, like, you know, amplify the fact that these people are sitting here and they're the ones intentionally trying to start drama about people. So somebody unrelated to this had asked what had happened with this one gyaru magazine that was started here in the West, because there was a controversy with somebody that was involved. Basically, Cinna and their friends are the reason why all of these things came to light, because they were the ones who had went to the people that owned the magazine and sent screenshots that were out of context in their conversations in passing and whatnot, to make this person look problematic, when in reality, these are conversations that they were having with everybody and they were not really serious. Like, I need people to understand, like, Cinna was friends with this person, but as soon as they saw somebody else doing something that they were not, you know, really recruited for or communicated with for. They sat here and they threw them under the bus just so they couldn't have that thing. If you look closely in this screenshot, you can literally see that Jane is one of the people in the comments talking about, oh, I can tell that it's somebody else from Instagram, basically. And the problem isn't that, oh, you're calling out somebody that's being problematic. It's that you're breaking the rules on the subreddit. It's that you're sitting here and you're literally dropping everybody's username, dropping where to find these people and stuff like that when that goes against the rules. And if you're wondering how I know this is Jane, it's because they also posted it in the subreddit that is for Jax's gyaru subreddit, also known as Himepoyo. And if you want, I would say go and search up this Reddit and see for yourself. Do not reach out to any of these people, by the way, but go and see for yourself. Something that I just thought was like just really sad and kind of just weird is the fact that you guys will sit here and say that this subreddit is like lolcow and that all it does is talk about drama, but every time drama is posted on there, it's deleted for the whole world not to see. And part of that was because of you guys. You guys are the ones contributing to that. There's a lot of really negative posts that are not really on there or that you cannot see from a normal point of view. And the thing that makes it even more sad is that you guys are very hypocritical about stuff because you're saying that you don't like drama and all this stuff, but you're breaking the rules to a subreddit and inciting drama towards somebody else, regardless of what they did was wrong or not. Like, you're just breaking the rules. But also, one of you is doing the same exact thing. One of the allegations that was thrown at the person that was removed from the magazine, known as Micah, also known as Angel Not the Saint, was that they were transphobic. But something I found interesting is literally what I'm about to show you in the next slide. As y'all can see, this is Cece's Reddit, and if y'all don't believe me, they are part of the Reddit group that has like Cinna and like Kalia and all of them and whatnot. Let's take a look. Oh. Does anyone else get does anyone get like a higher S drive when they're on their period than when they're ovulating? Like, I feel like I'll be ovulating for weeks and like, yes, I have a S drive during that, but the second I'm on my period, it's like I turn into a wild beast. I once remember I was so H-word that I started crying. It feels like having an S drive of a trans man on T at this point. I hope y'all are seeing this, by the way, because these are like the same people that are accusing other people of like being transphobic. Also, another thing that I noticed is that you're literally using our drinking water and the water that we need to literally survive on the planet Earth. You're literally killing the Earth to talk to AI boyfriend. Motherfucker. If you don't delete that damn LLM off your phone right now. Something I want to add is to please not go to this account. Please do not interact with it. If you interact with it, I don't know what to tell you, but do not do that. I do not condone that shit, by the way. But the only reason I brought this up is because literally you have the audacity to call somebody transphobic, but you're sitting here and you're making weird comments about how you're basically like a trans man on T just because you have PCOS. Like, does that not sound super turfy? Like, nobody can tell me that's not a super odd and strange thing to say. Especially if you guys are going to be the ones constantly calling other people for saying and doing this thing. Because Micah is not the only individual that was called out for this stuff wrongfully. There was a gyaru creator from Brazil who was accused of the same thing just because they accidentally used the wrong pronouns for Cinnagal because they did not know. Also because they have a language barrier. I'm going to be putting that video in like some of the upcoming slides because everything together is like 12 minutes long. So we're basically just going to continue talking about like the subreddit drama and then we're going to get into that. So I'm going to show you a screenshot that is from the Reddit server saying that you cannot attack other people, you cannot put them on blast. This reads as, user safety, drama, and witch hunting. Censor personal information when necessary, as we do not encourage witch hunting. If you post screenshots of gals from around the internet behaving poorly, censor their username and other identifying information so the discussion stays confined to your post and doesn't escalate into harassment outside of the sub. Hello everyone, please review Rule 5 of the subreddit. We do not allow witch hunting or censored screenshots in which the subreddit, regardless of the party, if the screenshot is right or wrong. This reason is to protect the safety of users here from being attacked and prevent added drama and issues. The subreddit is for various gyaru makeup subcultures within gyaru history, tips, and healthy discussions. This post is not in defense of anyone who has done anything problematic. So as y'all can tell, the people who own the subreddit are not necessarily for this person. But they're saying that we should not be making this space like lolcow. Yet you guys are the ones that are sitting here and doing that by putting everybody on blast, putting all of their usernames, and literally accusing random motherfuckers you don't even know if it's the right person or not of being someone else. Like literally sounds exactly just like the behavior that you guys say is on these forums. You literally sound and y'all are acting just like people on those forums. All these other screenshots that are on the screen, I'm not going to read them, but basically the context is that Jane, Cinnagal, freaking CC, I don't know, the whole freaking Cinnagal and co. They all sat here and they got irritated when that happened. So they went on a tirade talking about how r/actual gyaru is racist and all these other horrible things just because they took down that post, only because they kept putting people's usernames and kept fighting people in the comments when the gyaru subreddit is not for that. Like, how are you guys gonna sit here and accuse the Reddit of being all these things, but every time somebody looks into it, you guys are at the scene of the crime and you're the perpetrator? Like, make it make sense. Now I'm going to get into the screenshots with Kalia. If y'all remember earlier, I brought up the fact that Jay said that one of their friends was posted into the subreddit and they were called a faceless account. And now that y'all have been made aware of the rule that you cannot post people's usernames and all that other stuff, now you have that extra layer of context as to why everybody thought it was faceless. Meaning that people were not dogpiling Kalia. They were not going to Kalia's page and saying that they were this and all of these other things. They were just discussing the fact that the post had misinformation and that it was not real. Some people even went out of the way to show real Korean gyarus and how they do their makeup in Korea specifically and like what's popular within the gyaru community over there. But this is what the post reads as. It says, "This Insta post rubs me the wrong way, because I feel like this isn't gal whatsoever. It's just casual, typical, cute Korean makeup and fashion. It's like people will see East Asian makeup and be like, that's gyaru, when it's really not, LMAO. You can't tell me boy short looking underwear is gyaru. Let's be for real." And if you want to read the other comments and responses that people had, you can just pause the video, because obviously this is a screen recording. But this is the thing I'm not understanding. You guys keep saying that you are figures in the community and that you've done all of these things, but then when people speak in like a neutral manner or just like, you know, slightly negative, not even anything like too crazy, you guys get upset. If you don't want people to speak negatively about you, I feel like you should not be, you know, trying to be a public figure, you know? And like, this isn't even any shade. Like, there's so many people who are controversial, who probably shouldn't even have platforms, people who are worse than y'all, who still have a career to this day. They're still sitting here and achieving everything they want to achieve. And that's only because they sit here and they constantly ignore every bad thing. So why can't you guys do the same thing? I understand that you guys are human and I understand that bullying sucks, but so far everything that I've covered in this video is not even bullying. So the next controversy we're going to be talking about today is how Jay basically accused a Brazilian gyaru of being transphobic even though they are not. This only happened because they accidentally used the wrong pronouns because they did not know. And to be honest, a lot of people do not seem to know. There's going to be some major foreshadowing, but even a lot of people who are friends with them that have come forward to me have used she, her when addressing Jay. And because of that, it feels counterproductive again, and it feels like they're just targeting people that they don't like, literally just for speaking out and saying the truth. Because this person had come out and said, people are not dogpiling you, people do not hate you, they just don't like that you're being dishonest. You're sitting here and you're basically trying to make it seem like everybody in this community hates you when they're giving you constructive criticism, when that's what gyaru is literally built upon. And to be honest, I couldn't agree any further, to be honest. Because most of the stuff that I've seen that's like actual valid, like, you know, criticism and stuff like that, is not coming for their character at all. Like, I never seen anything like that was an actual big deal that was saying, oh, Cinna was ugly, or Cinna was like, you know, mean and stepped on the back of their shoe or something. Like, it was never anything like that. Like, it was actual stuff like, oh, like, you seem to be disorganized, or even one thing like how, like, you know, they make everybody issues about themselves. For me personally, I just feel like I don't even hate this person or anything. Like, I never did. People keep trying to say I have a personal grudge with them when I personally have never really interacted with them, aside from like one time when they commented on my post about another creator named Candy. But my personal problem is just that they're very hypocritical, because as y'all can tell, they're sitting here and they're pointing fingers with all of their friends, saying that everybody is bullies and that everybody is bad and they're all horrible. But they're literally the first ones at the scene of literally every crime. Like, literally everything I've shown y'all, if you do not sit here and think for a moment that there is not like a common denominator and that it's not them, I think you're just purposely being dense, and maybe this video is not for you. But it's quite literally just super exhausting to like watch all of this kind of happen, like even before I got myself into this controversy. But anyways, let's get into the video. Something I will advise before you guys start that next part of the video is to put on your closed captions, because it's in Portuguese.
Que a maquiagem mais leve guiara, isso, aquilo. Gente, não é nem caso de, tipo assim, eu não considerar ela guiara, porque realmente eu considero. Não é um tipo de estilo que eu pessoalmente gosto, eu acho bem, assim, sem graça. É a minha opinião pessoal, mas eu não faço de que ela é guiara. Não é porque ela tá usando ali uma maquiagem mais leve que ela não é guiara. Tipo, o que eu tava dizendo não era sobre isso, sabe? Eu só quis dizer que, tipo assim, ela adora muito falar realmente que ela não tem nem pra ela, mas eu não quero ela sempre justificando por que ela tá roupa, por que a maquiagem começou a ir. E aí eu fui e usei she de novo, né? Usei ela pra me referir a ele. E aí essa amiga dele, eu seria demo, né? Porque they e them é tipo... Ah, cara, eu não sei nem explicar, sabe? Eu não sei nem explicar a tradução de they e them pra português. Tipo, me perdoe. O que aconteceu? A amiga do Cinnagal falou que ele estava errando o pronome dele propositalmente. Começou a me chamar de transfóbico e falar que eu estava propositalmente pra ofender. E de a gente não se legal. E eu falei, meu Deus do céu, gente, não é isso. A gente vai morrer com ele. Ele não é meu primeiro. Porque ele não tem que ter um feio. Ele é o meu. Ele tem um monte. Mas não tem que ter um todo engraçado. A gente não faz isso, mas não é porque eu tava totalmente crescendo. Ele jamais faria isso. Ele já ficou se tomando na casa dela. Eu ainda não me sempre alguém falava alguma coisa ou mencionava um pitch, essa amiga de Cinnagal ia lá e falava que, tipo, ela é transfóbica, ela tá sendo transfóbica com o Cinnagal. E eu, tipo, cara, meu Deus. E aí, se você olhar os comentários, ou quando alguém fala de Cinnagal, todo mundo fala she e ela, porque todo mundo acha que Cinnagal se entende como mulher. Por que disso? Porque a aparência de Cinnagal é totalmente de uma garota e você não costuma ver ela falando sobre não-binaridade ou sobre trans. Então, tipo, não é intuitivo, sabe? Eu não tô dizendo que, não tô tentando desvalidar pessoas que não servem não-binaridade, tá? Se você tem essa aparência aqui e você se identifica como gay, ok, tá bom? Porém, eu não acho que é meio que correto você exigir que outras pessoas tenham essa intuição logo de cara e que acontecem, sabe? Como se não tivesse um processo ali pra pessoa decorar o seu pronome e entender tudo isso, sabe? E aí, essa amiga dele, ainda falou assim, que eu tava deixando todo mundo lá no meu post chamar eu de ela e que eu não tava fazendo nada. Mas, porra, eu não lembrava mais que não era esse pronome, sabe? Mas eu nem falou nada, senão eu só me deu bloco. Eu acho que não, mas eu falei, eu sei que eu tô falando do pai. Eu fui calma, a outra falou isso dele, e falou, não, matérias-primas compram bastante essas coleções da Roma e Shein. Inclusive, teve um episódio que Cinnagal tava acusando Shein de copiar os designs dela. Sendo que, gente, primeiro que os próprios designers de Shein e Cinnagal são meio que cópias de outras marcas de gyaru que foram bem famosas, né? Como Mars, enfim. Então, meio que assim, não fazia sentido. E aí, Cinnagal tava falando isso no Reddit, acusando o Reddit de ser tóxico, e tipo assim, as pessoas foram se pronunciar, falando, tipo, não é bem assim. A gente, como consumidor, a gente pode criticar e falar que a gente acha que tá ruim, que tá bom, né? E aí, acontece que a pessoa que é influenciador, que também se pronunciou falando que então não podia sair assim falando que eu achei ela aqui. Gente, mas é muito bem organizadinho isso. É muito obrigada. Você pode colocar lá sua maquiagem iniciante. Acho que vocês não faz isso. Coloca lá sua maquiagem iniciante, vai vir pro verão, então acho que vai sair melhor. Vai ser super outra garota da outra loja, do estilo mais kawaii. Gente, eu acho que tá totalmente aceitável e incrível você querer criar uma coisa mais única e sua. Eu acho que os seus estilos, eles surgem de uma forma mais natural, sabe? Eu não acho que eles surgem com você chegando aqui hoje. Tipo, se eu chegar aqui hoje e falar assim pra vocês, gente, acabei de criar um novo estilo, acabei de criar um novo estilo. Que você quer, e se outras pessoas gostarem e quiserem se inspirar naquilo, aí vai acontecendo, sabe? De uma forma natural, entendeu? É isso, gente. Ainda vai ter uma parte do teu Instagram e outra.
My question is, will you be posting any collaborations or sustainability claims or any proof? I know that you've talked about that being a good thing for so it would be good info to have. But I agree with other comments that the unlimited unit pre-release does scream of artificial scarcity. If it's ever scream of excuse to drop down prices. So y'all have probably gotten to this point and you're wondering, damn, bitch, this is a lot of information and a lot of yapping. And I'm sorry. But I will say